Uh, Good evening, Honorable Chief Minister Fadnavis ji. Good evening to our Honorable Minister of Housing, Mehta ji. A warm welcome to China NC, as well as a warm welcome to the Ministry of Industries. Mr. Choksi and all the honorable and all the important guests and members from the Gems and Jewelry community. I am making an 8-slide presentation to, one, talk about why there's a need to have a jewelry and knowledge park and a smart city in Maharashtra. And second, what would be the salient features and why will this be different from what's been happening in the past? The objective of Make in India and Make in Maharashtra is build best-in-the-class manufacturing infrastructure for the sector, for the trade. Also, along with it is skills development to improve the productivity, to improve the quality of output that comes out of India. And obviously, job creation also as an enabler for the welfare of the people in our country, the people in Maharashtra, is another important objective of this initiative by IBJA. And the fact that gems and jewelry sector in India can be a global manufacturing hub in the global marketplace is again a very important aspect, hence the need for a jewelry and knowledge park in India and in Maharashtra in particular. When we talk about the gems and jewelry sector, there are basically three sectors in the gems and jewelry space. There is, both in India and globally, there is the cutting and polishing diamond sector, where India is a market leader already with 60% market share. But the size of that market is only $22 billion globally. And in that, our objective going forward would be, as a country, how do we maintain that 60% plus market share and grow further in the 22 billion? But what is more important is the jewelry manufacturing market, the size of which is $125 billion globally. Much, much larger than just the cutting and polishing diamond because of higher value addition in the manufacturing process, in the setting of jewelry process. And here, our market share is 1/3 that of China. And that's where we need to focus. That's where we need to triple our volume from where we stand today. And that's why the need of a jewelry park in Maharashtra. The other area is also the jewelry retailing and branding, where there's a significantly higher value addition globally, which is a $270 billion market, where brands and establishment of brands becomes an important requirement. And that's where one of the visions of our Prime Minister about having an India brand in the international market potentially comes to play. So what we're talking about is the unleashing the strength of India's large domestic manufacturing base, because India already produces about $50 billion worth of jewelry for the domestic market, of which about 80% is gold jewelry. It's here that we can leverage our strength in the international jewelry market space through this manufacturing hub. A few more salient features about this sector and its contribution. Mr. Choksi spoke about it, the fact that it contributes to about 6 to 7% of our GDP, which is quite significant but not known. The other important factor is that the jewelry sector in India, exports and domestic together, creates a value addition of 1 lakh crore, which is next to the chemical and auto manufacturing sector, which again is very large. And obviously, we are amongst the largest sector as far as employment generation and creation is concerned, with 4.6 million workforce. And exports contribution again is amongst the top 3 with 14% of our merchandise exports. It is this strong domestic base and consumption which we can leverage and grow to an international market. The way the diamond sector has done that for cutting and polishing, similar is the opportunity available now for the jewelry sector, significantly larger, which we need to exploit. When we talk about the potential, the breakup of potential is, at this point of time, about 1.6 million workers work in the jewelry manufacturing, which we can, with our vision, with IBJA, FICCI, and the other association vision to put together, in jewelry manufacture, we can increase it to 5.6 million workers. Totally, we're talking about in cutting, polishing, jewelry manufacturing, gemstones put together, we're talking about 3.1 million workers working today, which can triple to a level of 10.6 million. In addition, you're talking about the workers employed in the retail sector who also needs to improve on the skill sets and selling process because of the advent of various other luxury products eating into the jewelry market. And there also is a need for training in that sector. And we're talking about an overall potential of 14.1 million, a growth of 9.5 million additional employment that the gems and jewelry sector can create. And the icing on the cake is that this manufacturing will continue to be in the MSME sector. This manufacturing will continue to be with the karigars who will work under a common platform in the hub that we're talking about. What's so unique about this manufacturing hub? One, the objective is to get the best technology in the world available in this hub. The Italians are known for technology in the jewelry space, in the fashion space. They're known for design skills globally, and many of the global brands emanate, fashion brands emanate from either Italy or France or even Switzerland. Sorry. The idea behind the Jewelry and Knowledge Park is to get the best of technology available in this park, make it available on rental basis to the karigars. So he doesn't have to put in capital in this infrastructure. The best technology is available even to the smaller workers working and employed within this park with their own personal units. And more important, make that available in very hygienic and healthy working environment. A significant change from the environment that they work in today in either Zaveri Bazaar or Bada Bazaar or various other locations in the country. I mean, visually, you look at it, the visuals on the left show about the position that they are in today, and on the right is where we want to move them to. We spoke about skills. There is a need to tie up with, again, the best in the world. The best in fashion, which is the Italians, tie up with also the training institutes in the country, that is the NITIE, ITI, and the management institutes. All this will be available under one roof in the knowledge park that is being proposed. And an interesting opportunity is gold and jewelry tourism. Some of you all, if you've traveled to Singapore or if you've traveled to Malaysia, they'll take you to a small factory making chocolates in some corner, or in Singapore, a small diamond factory, and then they sell their products. But the potential out of India is significantly larger because India is known for the quality of manufacturing, is known for the fact that it makes the most competitive jewelry in the world. And this can be exploited with both a factory outlet, come manufacturing display unit, come a museum, which is put in place in this jewelry and knowledge park in Maharashtra, where our estimate is that we could get significant exports of NRIs buying from here, the foreign travelers coming into this place to buy jewelry, the way the Russians are doing in the Middle East. They go to Dubai, you have Russian tourists coming to Dubai, you have Chinese tourists coming to Dubai just to buy jewelry and go back, and buy other luxury products and go back. Why can't they come to the source in India? We also plan to adopt the smart city concept, make sure that the entire park is fully integrated with every aspect of manufacturing and ancillary services, right from hospitals to provisions to schools to even having housing available in this technology park on affordable basis. So it becomes an integrated working and living facility for the jewelry sector. The opportunity that we're talking about within the next 10 years is increasing the value-added jewelry manufacturing exports by 400%, tripling employment by, to 14.1 million, and creating value of 4 lakh crores plus. Thank you.